Hi, my name is Patricia, and in each short video, I break down one business analysis technique at a time in under 5 minutes. Let's get into it. Okay, be honest. How many times have you read a requirement that made zero sense? Like, who even wrote this? And today, we're talking about user stories. They're short, they're simple, and they actually make sense. No buzzwords, no corporate jargon, just real talk about what users need and why. Because at the end of the day, we're not building for systems, we're building for people. User stories matter because they force us to think in terms of real value, not just features. They follow a simple formula you've probably seen everywhere. As a user, I want goal, so that reason, this structure isn't random. It lines up directly with the Babok view that requirements should express who, what, and why. And that keeps the team aligned on value, not just tasks. And here's the real kicker. User stories spark conversations. They're intentionally brief so teams can talk through the details together, instead of pretending one sentence defines everything. Here's why user stories actually work in real delivery environments. First, their simplicity forces collaboration. Because the story is short, everyone has to talk. BA, devs, QA, UX, product. Babak emphasizes shared understanding, and user stories literally build that into the technique. Second, they shift the mindset from features to outcomes. It's not build this button. It's help the user achieve something valuable. Third, the language is accessible. Everyone can understand a story without translating technical jargon, and that's exactly why teams using user stories tend to deliver solutions that align better with user needs and with strategic goals. User stories shine when you need user-focused, outcome-based requirements. They're perfect when you're defining a new feature and need clarity on value. You're capturing different user perspectives. You want business and technical teams aligned quickly. You're working iteratively because stories evolve naturally over time. They're not meant for deep technical complexity. That's where acceptance criteria and non-functional requirements come in, but as a starting point, they're ideal. Here's how to apply user stories. Step 1. Identify the user, not the system, the actual persona using the feature. Step 2. Capture the goal. What action do they want to perform? Step 3. Identify the value. This is the why. Babok emphasizes that every requirement must create value. Step 4. Collaborate. User stories aren't final, they're conversation starters. This is where refinement, scenarios, and constraints are uncovered. Step 5. Add acceptance criteria. This is where the details live. And this connects directly to our next technique. Let's make this real with an example from a workflow tool. User story. As an employee, I want to track the status of my request so that I know when an update needs my action. This clearly shows employee, track the status, knowing when to act. And this opens the door to natural conversations like, what statuses do we need? Do we send notifications? What's the data source? That's the power of user stories, simple, but they spark all the right discussions. Some quick pro tips to level up your user stories. Keep one goal per story. Don't overload it. Never skip the value statement. It's the anchor. Write in the user's language, not the system's. Don't over-document. Let the team's conversation mature the story. And pair every story with acceptance criteria. We'll talk about that next. So that's user stories. Short, human-focused, and all about value. Use them when you need clarity, alignment, and meaningful conversations with your team. Up next, we'll unpack the next technique, acceptance and evaluation criteria, where we turn user stories into testable, unambiguous outcomes. See you then.